328-0184. You had mentioned the president's initiative for Pell Grants. There's also an initiative when it comes to how they're going to fund loans as well, as far as not going to banks but funding loans directly through the federal government. Do college students, are they aware of those kind of issues here policy-wise in D.C. going on, and how it affects them as far as their college choices?
My impression, part anecdotal, part everything that I've learned being with College Click TV and my partner Glenn Payer, who started College Click, is no, people aren't aware of anything. I mean, just like that little fact I said about, look, if you live in Texas and you want to go to Harvard and you rolled it off your list, you just didn't know that. You didn't know that one thing. You really have to be, you got to do your homework. And you got to do it in partnership with your college-bound kid. And the earlier that you start, the better. If your kid starts in 9th grade, you're going to be in great shape. Just thinking about it, in 9th grade, and we get traffic from that young, from 9th grade up to the end of the junior year in college, which at that point you've probably or hopefully applied. Obviously, we also get seniors and an awful lot of parents.
First call for you, sir, is from Atlanta, Georgia, a student. Go ahead.
Hey, I had a question about, the information content on each, website for each university. And, what exactly, for each university, if it's a smaller university, will it still have the same information content as a bigger university?
Will it have the same information content?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you talking about on our site or in general on the internet?
Oh, no, on your side.
Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't. We have the same exact information as we would. It doesn't matter what the size of the school is. You'll be able to get the information. I mean, there's all sorts of wonderful tools that we have on the site. There's one tool that you can take your top 4 choices, line them up side by side, and compare line item. What's tuition, what's room and board, what do they want on the math SATs, what do they want on the verbal SATs. So you can literally compare and contrast, but equally as important is after you make a decision is, as we discussed earlier, is jumping in and find out how financial aid works and what you're eligible for.
Morton, Florida, a line for parents. Oh, I'm sorry, Morton, Illinois. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Good morning.
You're on.
I have a question. My son is a junior, and we are making a visit next week to the University of Illinois, just as a career day. We called them and told them we're coming. We got a schedule, agenda. And when is the earliest he can fill out the free aid, the FAFSA, I believe you mentioned earlier? When's the earliest he can that we can fill that out? Now, this is
now.
He'll be attending 2010 in the fall.
You can fill that out now. And the earlier that you do, the better. I'll tell you that going through the process, there's an awful lot of paperwork. There's an awful lot of... it's quite the process. And the earlier that you can do anything, the better. You really want to have some sort of understanding on what you may be able to do, especially as it relates to finances. It may not be realistic to be visiting some schools that may be out of your price range. But you may, and I would caution you and encourage you to make sure that you look into what is available in the way of aid, what other programs are there. And there's so many great resources out there for that, but you really got to do your research. And I'll also tell you that make your college-bound student fill out their own forms, their own applications. Don't do it for them. It's a valuable life lesson.
Okay, and also you mentioned earlier the example of the Harvard versus University of Texas. Is that all schools? Is that for all?
No,
schools?
That's not all schools. That's what I mean about the glory behind the curtain of all the homework is no. I'm just giving you one example. I could ramble off 10 right now, but the only reason that I know that is I did my homework. I mean, I am literally I'm a parent myself. collegeclicktv.com to me was this unbelievable resource created by Glenn, my brilliant partner and the founder of the company, that came to me at the right time in my life when I was becoming educated on the process myself. So for the past year, I've been studying this, and it's been a partnership with my daughter that's been wonderful for our relationship, and we're going to make the best choice possible, and we're spending a lot of time doing it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, caller.
I just wanted to thank you. That's important information. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy the search with your son.
As far as hours logged, how many hours have you spent, you and your daughter, collectively searching out colleges?
Well, to her, it probably seems like an eternity. I'm not sure. We're also writing a book together right now, so I think when she goes to college, she'll be ready to be rid of me. You know what? I don't know how many hours we've spent, but it has been a thoroughly enjoyable process, and we're not nearly done. I mean, she's a junior. We will apply early admissions. We know our strategy. We know the schools that we're going to. We understand the fiscal issues involved with each of them, and we have them categorized by, we're going to apply to 3 schools that are just a little out of reach. We're going to apply to 3 schools that fit perfect, and we're going to apply to 3 safeties. And I think everybody needs to have that strategy too. You don't want to be making that strategy when you're in, I mean, the stage that I'm in now. I mean, we want to get the applications in this summer. We want to apply for and look for grants and scholarships and loans as early as we possibly can, and everybody should do that.
Kingsville, Texas, student line.
Yes. Good morning, sir. My name is Abhishek Moutley, and I'm from India. And I have done my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from India, and I have got I'm here as an exchange student from India, and I was trying to pursue my master's at Texas A&M Kingsville. And subsequently, what happened is, like, here the main issue, like, I want to ask you is, why do professors grade their students? Why not an independent agency? Because I had an issue with Texas A&M, like, my professors were not grading me appropriately, and they were not understanding my personal issues. And when I spoke to the dean of the school, Texas A&M University Kingsville, that I'm having issues, she told me, why don't you go back to India? And they declared me a terrorist, and they expelled me from the school. And I'm going to the federal court. We have filed it, but still we have not yet got any relief from the court as of, like, in any immediate terms. And I've even spoken to my embassy. And what I see here is that, like, even if you're not good at academics and you try to maintain a good relationship with the professor, you tend to get a good grade. Whereas if you're good in academics but you don't have a good rapport with your professor, then you tend to go lower on grades. And there's other issues of discrimination, being an immigrant right now, because most of the Americans right now have an anti-immigrant attitude. Because
we're going to leave it there. Mr. Yaverbaum.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your experience. I'm hearing life through your lens. That's only part of the story. I don't know the entire story. But, I would be very disappointed to know that in any university in the country you weren't judged on your academics. It should have nothing to do with your personal rapport with a professor. That would be very disappointing if that was the case. But I would say that, and I don't believe that it's naive to say that your grades should speak for themselves. Your performance in your tests should speak for themselves. That is the relationship with your professor. How you do. What your tangible score is on that test, not your personal relationship. It should have nothing to do with how you do academically.
Does the site allow students to leave posts about their various universities instead of just watching a video?
Oh, yeah. We have so many bloggers, and our bloggers are followed. I love reading. We have bloggers across the country that are there. They're at the schools now. So you not only can see when you go to our site, you can read. And you can read about what's going on today. What do they think today? And we also have a very large social networking component. So